Hey guys, welcome to my review for F.E.A.R 3, the end of the F.E.A.R trilogy. This game is developed by Day One Studios. The story, 9 months after the ending of F.E.A.R 1, the Point Man, who's the main character, has been captured by Arkham security and is being held in an asylum. Paxton Fettel, the villain from the first game, has come back from the dead somehow, and he helps Point Man break out of the asylum, and the two of them form an uneasy alliance because they're trying to reach Alma, who Fettel says is about to have a new child. And I'd like to start off real quick by saying that if you played either of the F.E.A.R 1 expansions, Perseus Mandate or Extraction Point, those two apparently aren't canon, so anything that happened in those has no bearing whatsoever on the core trilogy of F.E.A.R, F.E.A.R 2, Project Origin, and F.E.A.R 3. So that resulted in a little bit of confusion for me in the beginning, but then I googled it and figured it out, so just letting you know. Before this game came out, it was kind of a big deal that John Carpenter, the writer-director of movies such as the original Halloween and the original The Thing, and Steve Niles, the guy who was the author of the graphic novel 30 Days of Night, which was later made into a movie, they helped out with the game, and I was hoping that would really help bring back the horror to the F.E.A.R franchise, because I feel like they kind of lost it a bit with F.E.A.R 2. Unfortunately, I think this F.E.A.R 3 is even less scary than F.E.A.R 2, which is kind of disappointing. However, it manages to at least maintain this core atmosphere that's really foreboding, and I was at least a little like uncomfortable. It's hard to explain without actually playing it. It wasn't scary, but it was a little bit tense at times. Fortunately, after getting that out of the way, the gameplay itself, using the guns and whatnot, is still as fun as ever. It's very visceral. Using slow-mo is something that I think I will find endlessly entertaining for a long, long time. There's a new cover system that they added in. It works okay. I found myself not using it that much. However, there are some firefights where you will kind of have to use it in order to survive. The enemy AI is pretty aggressive in this game. They won't let you sit behind cover for too long. They'll try to flank you and whatnot, but they're not necessarily at that benchmark of the original F.E.A.R. I remember when that came out, everybody was talking about how smart and crazy intelligent that AI was, and I don't think it's really made that same leap here. There are definitely more varied environments in F.E.A.R 3 than I don't remember much of F.E.A.R 2, sorry, but F.E.A.R 1 had really boring environments, but at least F.E.A.R 3 there's some varied ones, and some of the standouts, you go through like a whole suburban neighborhood going through the houses. Those are pretty cool and creepy. And then there's like some Walmart-esque warehouse store that's also very cool. The graphics in this game, they're serviceable. I mean, nothing's really looks great, but nothing ever really looks like really bad at any point. This campaign is full co-op, which I guess is nice. One of you will play as Point Man, the other one will play as Paxton Fettel. So that definitely, any game, no matter how good or bad it is I think is almost automatically made better by the addition of co-op. There's dynamic endings based on the co-op. As you go, this kind of brings me to the scoring system. Based on, finding hidden items and how you kill enemies and completing challenges throughout the campaign, you get a score. And when you're playing co-op, at the end of every level, whoever has the highest score, it says, is the favorite son. And whoever wins the most campaign levels at the end, that's the one who gets their version of the ending. Whether that's, Fettel, wanting to, help Alma have the child, or Point Man, wanting to stop it. So this point system works across the campaign mode and the multiplayer. It gives it kind of an arcadey feel, you can level up across both modes, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. I rather enjoyed it, and just getting that sensation of knowing that you're getting points and unlocking stuff all the time was kind of fun. There's 4 multiplayer modes. However, there's no like standard team deathmatch. They're all pretty unique, and I think that was a good thing to do. Definitely give them something unique to bring to the table. There's one that's kind of not as unique, similar to like the firefight mode in Halo or in Horde mode in Gears. There's my favorite is one that's called F.E.A.R, where you and 4 guys are co-op and you have to constantly be moving forward because this moving wall of fog is like following you, and if you get caught behind it instantly kills you. So you're having to constantly move forward while fighting guys. It's very tense, very fun. Just overall though, this game was kind of not a total disappointment, but it wasn't at the same benchmark. They've never been quite able to recapture the awesomeness, in my opinion, that was F.E.A.R 1. This game isn't scary, so they needed some more, they just needed more in this game. More of a lot of things. More diverse enemies, more diverse weapons. They needed to not try to scare you with just surprise scares, which aren't scary anymore. I would even begin to say that Alma herself isn't scary anymore, which unfortunately is just kind of what happens with, you know, oversaturation of horror franchises. I think that's kind of what happened with Saw. People didn't find it scary or frightening anymore. It was just, I don't know, Saw. Maybe that's not a great example, but I think you guys know what I mean. So maybe it's time that F.E.A.R did kind of take a break and, you know, they can rethink where they're going with this franchise. But, I mean, this wasn't a terrible game. Let me emphasize that. If you rent this and you and a buddy play this co-op for a weekend, I think you'll really have fun with it. I did. The gameplay itself, core gameplay, is still really fun. Just don't go into this expecting a horror shooter or a return to the roots of F.E.A.R 1.